So this week's Torah portion starts off with a fascinating conversation between Moses and the man that he tasked to build the tabernacle, Betzalel. And Moses tells Betzalel, build the ark, the menorah, the altar, and then build the walls, the outer layer of the tabernacle. And Betzalel says, dear Rabbi Moshe, generally speaking, when you build a home, you don't put the furniture in before the home. You build a home and then you bring in the furniture. Are you sure God wants us to build the ark and then just leave it out in the open and then build walls around it? And then Moses responds, were you in the shadow of God? How do you know what God wants? And in truth, you're right. God first commanded me to build the ark, to build the walls, and then build the ark. And the question is, what is this conversation? What is the meaning of this conversation? First, doesn't Moses know, when you build a home, and then you put the furniture in, or else where's the furniture going to sit? And it's just common sense. And second, if God commanded Moses to build the walls and then put in the ark and the menorah and the table and the altar, why did he tell Betzalel to do the other way around? There's a great rabbi, his name is Rabbi and he responds the following. We see the ark represents the Torah, the way it was given to God, the purity of the Torah at its finest form, the Torah the way Moses learned from God himself. And the walls around the ark, the outer layers, represent the rules of learning Torah, the teachings, and how to learn and find the new meaning in the Torah. And you see, Moses, who literally learned the Torah from God, he looks at the ark and he says, you know what you give the Jewish people? You give them the ark. You give them the Torah at its most finest, purest form. And that's the first step to bringing people to Judaism. And Betzalel, the one who was actually building it, tells Moses, you see, for you, Moshe, that makes sense, because you actually study the Torah from God. Your soul is so great, you actually went up on the mountain for 40 days and heard the Torah directly from the one himself, God. But for the average person learning Torah, if you just give them the Torah at its purest form, they could skew it and change it and convince people that this is the meaning of the Torah. That's the meaning of the Torah. You need to set rules and regulations to the Torah before you can learn the Torah properly. And therefore, we need to put the boundaries around the Torah. And those boundaries are the boundaries of humility and fear of God. And knowing that it's not your wisdom, but it's the wisdom of God, and just God allows us to study it. And once you have boundaries and knowing how to study the Torah within the limitations that God set, then we can build the ark, we can study Torah at its purest form, and not, God forbid, learn the Torah in the wrong way. Shabbat Shalom.